time, we talked about a very important application of the derivative. This application is to study the behavior of the function, to check if the function is increasing, if the function is decreasing, to check if the function concave up, to check if the function is concave down, to check if I have a local maximum point, if I have a local minimum point, to check if I have inflection point. Okay? So you may have the function y equal to f of x, you find the derivative of the function y dash equal to f dash of x, and you find the second derivative of the function y double dash, which is f double dash of x. To study the increasing and the decreasing of the function and the decreasing, I use the f dash of x. Do you remember that? If f dash is changing between being positive, if my f dash is positive, يعني it is increasing, and my f dash change to be negative, يعني the function is decreasing, we say we have a max point. You remember that? We say we have a local or relative maximum point. If the f dash change between being negative, يعني it was negative f dash at the beginning, يعني it is decreasing, and it changed to be positive, يعني f dash of x is a positive number, then I say that I have a minimum point. You remember this? So we study the sign of f dash x to know if I have a minimum, maximum, to know if I have increasing, decreasing in my curve. Now, let's write the double dash down there. If I'm studying y double dash of x, اللي هي y double dash of f of x, it is talking about concave up here and concave down, مقعر لأعلى أو مقعر لأسفل. If f double dash x is positive, it means my function is concave up. Here's f double dash. And if f double dash x is negative, it means my function is concave down. Yeah. If the function changed between being concave up وبعدين it changed to be concave down, or it was concave down and it changed to be concave up, in this case, what do I call this point here? البوينت هذه هنا, this point and this point, what do I call them? I call it inflection. Yeah, that's correct. Inflection point. So those are the basic concepts that we have. أول شيء عندنا increasing, decreasing, local maximum, local minimum point. And the second thing, we have concave up and concave down. Okay? Using the first and the second derivative rule. Then we talk about the first and the second derivative test now. Okay, I have the first and I have the second derivative test. Now, the first derivative test is about f dash x positive before the point, before the point x equal to a, and f dash x change to be negative after x equal a, or in the f dash x being negative before my point x equal to a, this is a here, and f dash x change to be positive after the point x equal a. The first case كانت positive and it became negative. What do I have at this point? Positive and negative. I have a local max, yeah. And in the second case, it's negative then positive, and the bottom, and the local minimum point. That's correct. Then the second derivative test, if I get f dash x and I make it equal to 0, and from here I get a point that is x equal to a. First, if f double dash and the a is positive, this means that my point is what؟ إذا f double dash positive معناها concave up، معناها my point is bottom، يعني my point is local minimum. That's correct. My point is local minimum point. And if it happened, number 2, in the f double dash at the point A is negative, in this case I say that my point has a local, that's correct, it has a local max point. Both tests اللي هو first derivative test second derivative test راح تعطيني local maximum and minimum. But it's actually two ways. It's up to me to use the first derivative test. يعني I study the sign of f dash before and after the point. Or in I put the point in f double dash and I check if it is concave up, it's minimum. If it's concave down, then my point is maximum. That was what we discussed last time. ماشي? We did some examples, and now we have one example as an application on that. They are asking you to sketch the graph of the function which is f of x equal to x3 minus x plus 2. ايش يعني sketch the graph؟ يعني ارسم لي graph. Now how can I draw the graph? I have to study the increasing, the decreasing. I have to study the concave up, concave down thing. I have to try to see if I have a local maximum, if I have a local minimum, if inflection point. ماشي? So I have to go through these things even though they didn't mention. ايش يعني sketch؟ ارسم. How can I draw this? By studying this property. We did this example. Now Mariam said we did it. I remember that I did this one. Yeah, I remember, and then we did it. So quickly, yeah, to sketch the graph, if dash is needed, if double dash is needed. The first step, we let f dash 0, we get the points x plus or minus root of 3 and 3. Yeah. You find the f of the point. Then we put it in f double dash عشان أشوف its maximum or minimum point. So we will get in its minimum here. We put this point in f double dash. We will get it is a maximum point. Okay. So we got a maximum and minimum point. To check the inflection point, I'm gonna let f double dash 0. الحين this will be the second step عشان أشوف inflection point, عشان أشوف concavity. I have to check f double dash and I let it equal to 0 and I get a point. I get the point x equal to 0. What is the y of this x? I apply this in the function f. This will give me the y is 2. So the point is 0 and 2. Now to check it is a concave up or concave down. If you remember last time, we draw the number line, we put the point x equal to 0, and we said now we are studying the sign of f double dash of x. We take a point before, -1, we take a point after, +1, إشارة f double dash, so we take f double dash and the -1, f double dash and the +1, and this is f double dash. F double dash of x, if you go back to the first slide, it is 6x. So عند -1 راح تكون negative وعند +1 it's gonna be positive. عوضنا بال1 وبال-1. So it is a negative here, it is positive here, so it is concave down, it is concave up. Using all of those things, عندي نقطتين. One of them is a maximum, one of them is a minimum. And I have a point which is inflection point, the point 0,2, concave down before, concave up after. And this is how the curve looks like. واضح? So our step, we study local, max, and minimum. And this happened by studying the f dash. This is by studying f dash of x. In number 2, we study the concavity. And the concavity, we study it by letting f double dash x equal to 0. Get the point, study the sign of f double dash. You get it? And that is a one way to sketch a graph. طبعا in the exam, if they will give you a question like this, راح يعطيكم سؤال كامل. Usually في exam, it's like this. They give you a function. In part A, they are asking you about local maximum minimum. لا أول شيء دائما A, they ask about increasing, decreasing of the function. Number 2, they will ask you about local maximum minimum. In number 3, they will ask about concavity of the function. In number 4, they will ask you about inflection point, if any inflection point. Now, this is one more example. We have the function f of x, and they want me to sketch it. فخلاص على طول. I know if they want me to sketch it, I have to go through the things that I have. Number 1, I will study the local maximum and minimum point. In number 2, I will study the concavity. To do this طبعا I need f قدامي, f لازم تكون قدامي, which is the y. I need f dash, the derivative of f. I need f double dash. Okay, so to do step number 1, I have to work with f dash x. To do step number 2, I have to work with f double dash x. فالstep الأولى, study local maximum minimum. We take f dash, we let f dash x equal to 0. You know طبعا how to find the f dash of x. We know how to find the derivative. The derivative of x3 minus 6x squared plus 12x minus 5 is 3x squared minus 12x plus 12. Take this, let it equal to 0. This is what we are having. طبعا هذه second degree equation. في the first chapter we learned how to solve such a thing. عندنا 2 ways to solve it. إما by factorizing ولا by using the rule. Easy way, I can take a 3 common factor أو إني I can divide the whole equation by 3 صح? If I divide the whole equation by 3, this will simplify my equation. This will be x squared, this will be 4x, and this will be 4 equal to 0. Factorize it. It will be x في x minus 2 في minus 2 equal to 0. لأن minus 2 في minus 2 is 4 والminus 2 minus 2 is minus 4. This will give me x equal to just 1 point I got. هذه تعطيني x2. This one will give me x2 as well. So I got 1 point which is x equal to 2. This is what we call stationary point. This is what we call critical point. النقطة الحرجة. ها? The critical point or the stationary point is a point that may or may not be minimum maximum. صح ولا لا? So if I ask you how many critical points you have here, we have 1 critical point, x equal to 2. مع أن equation is of 3rd degree. لكن إنه طلع عندي 1 critical point لأن 2 critical points actually that are identical. نقطتين نفس بعض. It's x equal to 2. طبعا whenever I have a point دائما we think about the point x وال y that follows. الحين ال x is 2. What will be the y? It's f of 2. صح? I need the f of 2. هذه ال f to find the y of the point. You will get إن ال f of 2 is equal to 3. I will get إن f of 2 is 3. So the point اللي أنا قاعد أشك إن عندها maximum أو minimum, it is the point 2 and 3. 2 is the x and the y is 3 by substituting in the function f of 2. طيب, can somebody tell me الحين أنا أشكيت إن this point may be minimum أو maximum. How can I check now? كيف راح أشيك إنها it's minimum ولا maximum? Huh? What do you think? By checking if double dash. You are correct. By checking if double dash. So if double dash I already have it هنا. I already have now notice this thing. هنا سوى factorizing من غير ما يقسم على 3. أنا قسمت على 3 بعدين سويت factorizing. This is correct and this is correct. Yeah? So you have to get me. And why I simplify it, I want the factorization to be easier. It's fine to do it like this. So to check in البوينت هذه طلعت عندي البوينت it is a 2 and the 3 and this is my x. To check in it is maximum or minimum لأن أنا شاكة إنها it's minimum or maximum. I have to check in the f double dash. This is f double dash الحين. If I check f double dash عند ال x equal to 2, this equal to 6 multiply with the 2 minus 12. This equal to 0. طيب ما استفدت شيء. لا هو positive عشان تكون minimum ولا هو negative عشان تكون maximum. لا ما it's not an inflection point. Maybe it's an inflection point يا تالا. Maybe there is a suspicion إنها ممكن تكون inflection point. لكن أنا I'm still talking about maximum minimum. It's not a maximum. ولا هو minimum لأن f double dash is 0. I stop. لا I don't stop. I have to use the first derivative rule. لازم أستخدم first derivative rule. This is my point. X equal to 2. I cut the line into 2 bars and I study the sign of f dash x before and after to make sure إنها it's not minimum ولا maximum. Take أسهل شيء أخذ 0 هنا و take a point after مثلا 3 and على جنب I will find f dash عند 0 و f dash عند 3. Why f dash؟ لأن I'm studying the sign of f dash. I'm studying increasing decreasing. I'm studying for maximum minimum. This is f dash عند 0. It is plus 12. Positive or negative? Positive, which means that the function is increasing here. صح? What about at the 3? This will be 3 multiply with the 9 اللي هي 3 square. Let me write it with details. And you help me with the calculation, huh? This will be 3 square minus 12 multiply with 3 plus 12. This will be 3 bin 9 اللي هو 27 and this will be 36 and this will be 12. How much is this? Minus 15. Positive or negative? 3 ولا minus 15? Huh? 3. Now 27 and 12 is 39. Yeah, it's a 3. Positive again. So again, this one is positive. So this means it's increasing. Do I have minimum ولا maximum? عندي قمة أو قاع? No. So we don't have any extreme point. So I end up with step number 1. خلصت step number 1. I could tell maximum or minimum. لكن I found a point. أنا عندي point. الpoint هذه it is the point 2 and 3. It's nothing special. It's just a point. Just I get a point. Step number 1 طلعت لي point. I don't know if it is maximum. I don't know if it's minimum. It's just a point that I have. So I have to go to step number 2. What should I do in step number 2? I have to let f double dash equal to 0. I get a point. I study if it is concave up or it's concave down and whatever. So where is step number 2? They didn't do it here. Yeah. This is step number 2. By letting f double dash x equal to 0. What is f double dash? It is 6x minus 12 equal to 0. This implies ان ال x is equal to 2. The same point I got before اللي هي point 2 and 3, huh? So this point may or may not be inflection point. To make sure, we draw the line, we put x equal to 2, but now we will study the sign of what? Of f double dash of x. A point before, I'm gonna take the point 0. A point after, I'm gonna take the point 3. F double dash at the 0, now this is f double dash, remember, f double dash of x is a 6x minus 12. So f double dash at the 0, is it minus 12? Yeah. F double dash at the 0 is minus 12. It's negative, so it is concave down here. F double dash at the 3 equal to 6 multiply 3, 18 minus 12, so it's equal to 6 here, positive. So it is concave up. What do I get here? And the concave down, concave up. So the point 2 and 3 is inflection point. Yeah? Yeah. So if I go back هنا أنا great. الستيب نمبر 2 طلعت لي إن البوينت هذه the same point. The 2 and the 3 is inflection point. Now, this is not enough. الحين I did step number 1, I did step number 2. I just got 1 point. يعني أنا usually من step 1 تطلع عندي 2 point ومن step 2 يطلع عندي 1 point. بس هنا from the 2 points I get only 1 point, which is the inflection point. This is why I'm gonna add a step number 3 in this case لأن he just say sketch. I'm gonna add step number 3 اللي هي study the intercept, the y-intercept and the x-intercept. Tallow, you cannot be sure. It happens sometimes in the f double dash 0 and the function is not changing its concavity. You have to check يا تالا. Sometimes بالفعل إن it is 0 at f double dash لكن it's not changing the concavity. Same as here. أنا هنا ال f dash مثلا عند 2 ال f dash عند 2 is 0 صح؟ So maybe it is minimum maximum لكن we find out it's not. It's not minimum, it's not a maximum. Same thing with the inflection point, we have to check. So because we end up with just 1 point, and this point is just an inflection point, I need to do step number 3 اللي هي finding the intercept. Can you remind me what does the intercept mean? إيش يعني intercept? What does the intercept mean? الحين B if it's a straight line. Now the y-intercept happen لما ال x ب0. I cut the y. No, it's not necessarily. الحين ما أتكلم أنا عن straight line. أتكلم in general thing. Yeah, correct now, Tala. If x 0, I will get the y-intercept. This is the xy plan. This is my x. This is my y. I cut x هنا يعني لما ال y ب0. And I cut y here, and this happened when x is 0. So the y-intercept happened when x 0, and the x-intercept happened when y is 0. We will do this now as a step number 3 and step number 4. We will find the intercept to get more points that help me sketch the graph. And this is what they did. This is step number 3, looking for intercepts. First, I'm gonna do the y-intercept. and this happened طبعا as we agree لما الاكس تكون بزيرو. So we go back to the function. الفانكشن it is f of x equal to x to the power 3 minus 6x square plus 12x minus 5. هذا الأوريجينال function. ففي الأوريجينال function let x equal to 0 I will get 0 3 6 is 0 square 12 is 0 minus 5. The answer is minus 5. The answer is minus 5 here. So this give me a point. البوينت هذه اللي هي البوينت 0x and minus 5y. Great. صار عندي 2 points الحين. البوينت الانترسبت اللي هي 0 minus 5 والبوينت الأولانية which was the 2 and the 3 which is inflection. So I have 2 points, this point and this point. This is very helpful. Now I still need to find the x-intercept now. How can I find the x-intercept? By letting y equal to 0. ايش الواي؟ The y is f of x. يعني by letting x3 minus 6x square plus 12x minus 5 equal to 0. I'm letting this equal to 0. Now this is a third degree equation. Now we learned how to solve the first degree, easy. The second degree equation, we know and we use it by factorization or by using the rule. لكن the third degree equation, it's not easy to be solved إذا كانت بالشكل هذا. It has x3, it has the x square, it has the x, and it has a constant as well. To solve it, it's not easy to solve it. Mute the mics, please. So what they did here is by estimating, by doing what we call estimation. So it is like x3, let me see, it is minus 6x squared plus 12x minus 5 equal to 0. تقدير, yeah, you are correct. So we estimate, أحط قيمة لx. They did it in a table. They put the value of x as a 0.54. فالf of minus 0.11, very close to the 0. They try the x to be 0.55. F of x, this is f of x, will be minus 0.05, closer to the 0. They try it to be 0.56. It's 0.01. I get closer a little bit. 0.57, it will be 0.08. I'm going farther, so we stop in here مثلا and نقول this is the closer thing I get. So لما x 0.56, I'm almost reaching the 0. I can round it almost to the 0. Now you have to be comfortable about this. طبعا مستحيل إن في الامتحان يعطيكم كذا third degree equation and you have to estimate. طيب يعني how can you think إن I will get this number, صح؟ ما راح يجيب بالي 0.45 0.54 I mean. It is a very time consuming work. You have to think about it. You have to try to estimate. You will try big number, you will try small number, you try numbers here or there till you reach something that will take you close to 0. This takes time. أكيد they will not ask you to do such a thing in the exam. ماشي؟ لو عطاكم ما راح تكون third degree equation. طبعا you can use the calculator. You are allowed to use the calculator in calculating numbers. So almost I got this point. So we end up الحين with the 3 points. اتفقنا إن عندي البوينت 2 and 3. And this point is inflection. We agreed إن we have the point 0.5 اللي سميناها ال y-intercept. And we agreed إن we have 0, which is my x-intercept. I have 3 points now. I just join the points and I get my function. You can see in the function is increasing all the time, صح? The function is up all the time. And you can see in the before the 2, 3, it is concave down, and after the 2, 3, it is concave up. So this is how we estimate the graph of the function that we have here. Clear? طبعا again in the exam they will not ask you to sketch a graph. ما راح يترككم كذا حايم يعني what to do. يعني should I find the intercept? Should I study increasing, decreasing? They will give you the points that they want. They will clarify it. Yeah, Ahmed, it's inflection point, the 2 and 3. We study the concavity before and after. It was concave up, concave down. So we said it's inflection point. Got it? You have to practice more of this. You have to check previous series exam and practice لأن ضروري لازم في الامتحان الفاينل يكون في question like this. Definitely من غير نقاش. هذا سؤال في الفاينل إنه يعطيكم الفانكشن. They ask you to study increasing with decreasing, concavity, inflection point, local maximum minimum point. ونادرا ما they said إنه sketch it. This is an example. You have this function f of x equal to this, and your x is between -2 and the 6. The final in the campus, yeah. The final is in the campus, inshallah. So in part A, they are asking you to find intervals in which the function is increasing or decreasing, and then find the local maximum and minimum if you have any. And 2 أكيد راح يسأل عن إيش؟ concave up or concave down, and then find the point of inflection اللي هي جاية مع concave up و down. Then find me the absolute maximum والminimum اللي هي الأعلى نقطة وأقل نقطة موجودة عندنا. Then sketch the graph of the function. So let's see the points one by one. I'm gonna start with this. الحين احنا اليوم حلينا we went through 2 examples لكن we didn't talk about the absolute maximum minimum. في relative أو local maximum في absolute maximum and minimum. To talk about the absolute maximum and minimum point, I take f dash x and I let f dash x equal to 0 and I get the point. أحمد, we defined this last time. قلنا إن اللوكال اللي هي فيها change في الانكريز والديكريز. واللوكال ممكن عندي more than one minimum, more than one maximum. لكن الابسولوت هي أعلى نقطة وأقل نقطة. It's just one point which is the highest, just one point which is the lowest. So to study the absolute maximum minimum, f dash x بجيبها. I'm gonna let f dash equal to 0. Now f dash, check the function, huh? This is the function x3, this will be 3x squared minus 6x minus 9. Let this equal to 0, يعني 3x squared minus 6x minus 9 equal to 0. أنا علمتكم إذا كذا, let's simplify it. I have to divide everything by 3. I will get x squared minus 2x minus 3 equal to 0. Solve it by factorizing x and the 3. It's a 3 في 1. We are gonna make it like a minus 3 plus 1 عشان their multiplication is minus 3. Their addition is minus 2. This will give me 2 points. The first point, x is minus 1. And the second point is x equal to 3. Good? صار عندي 2 points. Minus 1 and 3. Together with the 2 points I have here, مش إنه قال لي the function is defined من minus 2 ل 6. Together with the point x minus 2. And the point x equal to 6. صار عندي كم point? 4 points. Again, أنا قاعدة أحل السي أول شيء. راح أحل معاكم السي أول شيء بعدين بروح للA والB. To talk about the absolute maximum minimum يعني أبغى أشوف أعلى نقطة أوطى نقطة. How to do this? نجيب الديريفاتيف. We let the derivative equal to 0. We solve the equation. هذا الديريفاتيف 3x squared minus 6x minus 9. Let it equal to 0. Simplify it by dividing by 3. This is what I get. I factorize. صار عندي 2 points. Minus 1 and 3. The function in this case defined between minus 2 and 6. The minus 2 point with 6 is another point. ماشي؟ For how many critical points و 2 end of the domain. الدومين اللي جاي من minus 2 ل 6. واحدة من الأربعة هذيلا راح تكون maximum وواحدة من الأربعة هذيلا راح تكون minimum. طبعا for each point you have to find the y. You have to find the y that associate with this point. كيف أجيب ال y? By finding f عند ال minus 2. How can I find the y? By finding the f of 6. How can I find the y of this one? By finding the f of minus 1. How can I find the y? By finding f at 3. f at 3 يعني بالoriginal function. The calculation for you in minus 2 راح تروح عند ال minus 1 وال 6 will go to 55 and the minus 1 will go to 6 and the 3 will go to minus 26. Now شايفين البوينتس هذه؟ وين أكبر قيمة؟ Where is the highest value? ال 55. This is my local max. أعلى قيمة فيهم. Which one is the lowest? لا مش minus 1 minus 26. So this is my local minimum. ماشي؟ Sorry, not local. I'm sorry. Absolute هذه. Sorry. هذه absolute. هذه absolute أكيد. Yeah. هذه absolute max. And this one is absolute minimum point. You got it? So you can see this here. The absolute maximum is this. The absolute minimum is the 3 and the minus 26. Yeah, لازم steps. لازم steps. You got it? And this solves the C. لما يسألني عن absolute maximum minimum بجيب ال f dash equal to 0. I will get points مع ال end points حقت ال interval وأشوف أعلى قيمة it's the maximum أوطى قيمة it's the minimum, the absolute maximum and the absolute minimum, and this solves the part C of the question. واضح لحد هنا؟ any question؟ يعني يمكن هذا السؤال الوحيد في السلايد اللي فيه عن ال absolute maximum minimum. So you have to be careful لأن it comes in the exam. يسأل في الامتحان عن ال absolute maximum minimum وهذا السؤال الوحيد. Now the second step, I'm done with this, so I'm gonna clear my board to solve part A of the question. What do they want in the part A of the question? They want me to find the intervals of increasing, the intervals of decreasing. They want me to find the local maximum and the local minimum point if I have any of them. فخلاص على طول أنا أعرف إيش يعني increasing decreasing. يعني I'm talking about f dash x equal to 0. Get the point, study the sign before and after to find the increasing and decreasing. هذه f dash, making it equal to 0. Simplify it by dividing by 3. I will get in x squared minus 2x minus 3 is equal to 0. Factorize. This will give me 2 points. The first point, x equal to minus 1. The second point is x equal to 3. And from before, أنا أعرف إن لما الx ب1, the y will equal to, it's minus 1, sorry, it's minus 1. The y will equal to 6, and if it is 3, the y will equal to minus 26. So to study the increasing decreasing, we draw the line. We put the point here and a point here. Had the point x equal to minus 1. And this is the second point here, x equal to 3. Take a point between 0. اختار point هنا مثلا 0. اختار point هنا يعني for example I will choose number 4. And هنا مثلا I'm gonna choose number minus 2. Study the sign of what? Of f dash. خلوني أرسمها بشكل واضح. We draw the line. We put the points. And the x minus 1. And I have x equal to 3. I study the sign of f dash x. Choose a point here. 0. A point. Minus 2. A point. I'm going to choose 4. So we find f dash and then minus 2. You will get its positive. We will get f dash and 0. You will get its negative. Find f dash and 4. You will get its positive. So increasing, decreasing, and increasing again. So this point is minimum or maximum? The x minus 1. It's maximum or minimum? It's max. مبين. Up and down. قمة. Top. It's max. This point here, it's a minimum. Yeah. So I got 2 points الحين. I got the first point اللي هي minus 1 والy حق minus 1 اللي هي 6. والother point it is the 3. And the minus 26, we say this is a max and this is a minimum. Also the edges, لأن here I stop at x equal to 6 وhere أنا أبدأ من minus 2. Also the 6 بتكون top صح؟ والminus 2 راح تكون bottom، راح تكون minimum. As a maximum as well عندي is 6 وال 55. As a minimum I have the minus 2 and the minus 1. So the local max and the local minimum point are those points here that you can see. And it's written. This is the local maximum minimum, local maximum, local minimum point. And those are the absolute that we got in the part C of the question. Okay. Now for the part B of the question, we have to check the concavity, concave up and the concave down. And then we check the inflection point. يجي في الفاينل يا full question يجي في الفاينل زي كده. So to study the concavity, concave up and concave down, we know and then we study f double dash of x and we let f double dash x equal to 0. We get the point. We study the ishara of f double dash before and after this point. So it is solved here. This is f double dash. It is 6x squared minus 6. Let it equal to 0. This will give you ان x minus 1 equal to 0. This will give you that x equal to 1. So صار عندي 1 point اللي هي x equal to 1. Now I study the sign of f dash لأن I'm studying the concavity. So this is x equal 1. I cut the number line. Don't forget, in here we start from -2 and here we are ending at 6. My function is like this. Take a point before 0. Take a point after the 2. I'm studying the sign of f double dash لأن I'm talking about the concavity. So f double dash at the 0, f double dash at the 2 is what I'm studying. F double dash and the 0 is -6. It's negative. So negative هنا فمعناها concave down. F double dash at the 2, it is a 2 square 4 but 6, it's 24 minus 6. This equal to 18. It's positive. So this will be positive, means concave up. So concave down من -2 لل1, concave up من ال1 إلى 6. This means in the point x equal 1 is inflection point. طبعا x equal 1 I need its y. لازم أجيب ال y that comes with this one. And the y that comes with this one is equal to -10. So the point 1 and -10 is inflection. أجمع كل البوينتس now. هنا عندي 4 points. Local maximum and local minimum. وعندي one of them is absolute maximum, one of them is absolute minimum. And then I draw the inflection point as well اللي هي البوينت 1 and -10, and I draw the curve. Basim, you are opening from a computer or from your mobile? Try to open from a computer, try to close and open again, refresh the page. How we did the -10, now the y here is nothing but f at 1. So you go to f and you substitute in 1. هذا جواب سؤال واحد بس السؤال فيه كم بارت؟ في A، في B، وفي C، وفي D. Yeah. وأساساً لو بس قال لي sketch the graph I have to do all the steps. حتى لو بس قال لي إن sketch the graph I have to do A and B and C. Usually في الexam they will be clear about it. ماشي. I want to show you some questions that come in the exam. Let me show you some questions came before. One second. Check this question, for example. They are giving you just one thing they want. They give you the function. البارت A they said find f and f double dash. بعدين إنه find the local maximum والminimum point. So طلب شيء واحد هنا بس local maximum والminimum point. You just have to find the f dash. You just have to study the f dash. We find f dash, we let f dash equal to 0. We solve it. We will get in x equal to 2 مرة و x equal to 3 مرة. Then we study the sign of f dash لأن they said local maximum minimum. f dash increasing, decreasing, increasing معناها it's local minimum عند ال 3 وال 2, it's local maximum عند ال 2 وال f of 2 which is 2 and 2/3. So this is one example of what I'm talking about. بس إنه it's a nice one لأن هنا طلب شيء واحد بس طلب ال local maximum and the minimum. Okay. let's go back to our slide. Are we okay? I will find a way to send everything later on. Okay, remind me next time to find a way to send things. I sent to you some revisions already. الريفيجن اللي أرسلت لكم إياها سابقا already فيها similar stuff. So the next thing is again one important application of this derivative thing. اللي هو optimization problem. What does optimization mean? Optimization يعني how to guess or how to know a result of a problem that I have. So the example here, asking you to find two positive numbers, x and y, that has maximum or are maximizing actually this equation if you know in x plus y is equal to 6. Whenever we have optimization problem لازم يكون عندي two equations. One of them is the main equation that I'm trying to maximize or minimize, and the second equation is the equation that helped me to do this maximizing or minimizing. الحين كلمة maximize على طول معناها derivative equal to 0 to get the maximum value صح؟ إيش يعني maximize؟ يعني make it a maximum. الحين we just talked about maximum values. How can I get the maximum value? By finding the dash. مثلا هنا the function is a q. So I find the q, I let the q equal to 0, I get the value that will make this a maximum. Okay, so whenever they say maximize, minimize, يعني I have to find the derivative, I have to let the derivative equal to 0, I have to get the points. الحين in this example, I have x and y, so this is why they give me the supportive equation. So the first equation is a q equal to x squared y is the equation I want to maximize, and this is what we call the supportive equation, the equation that will help me to do this. الحين if x plus y is equal to 6, this will imply in the y is equal to 6 minus x. ولا bring x to the other hand side. This will give you in the y equal to 6 minus x. Now find the q dash. This is my q. What is the q dash? Now first of all, we don't find the q dash لحد ما we make the equation into equation in one variable. If you have the q is equal to x squared minus x squared y, and you know in the y is equal to 6 minus x, substitute with y with 6 minus x. So this will be x squared في y, which is 6 minus x. This will be 6 x squared minus x3. And this is my new q now. My q now is a 6x squared minus x3. Now I can find its derivative. Again, if you check the q, the q فيها x وفيها y. I know how to find the derivative if it's only x or if it's only y. الحين I have a mix between x and y. So I use the supportive equation. I use in the y equal to 6 minus x. أغير y with 6 minus x. So I will get x squared for 6 minus x. This will give you your q. الحين the q is have only x. This will be my step number 1. My step number 2 will be by finding the q dash and letting q dash is equal to 0. What's a q dash? It will be 6 multiplied with 2. This equal to 12x minus 2. It's a 3. It's a 3x squared, and this equal to 0. Solve it. Take 3x as a common factor. I will remain with 4 هنا. I will remain with x هنا equal to 0. This will give me إن يا إما إن x equal to 0 or the 4 minus x is equal to 0. صح ولا لا؟ either this equal to 0 or this equal to 0, but they say in the numbers are positive, so the case of x equal to 0 is not counted. We take the case with 4 minus x equal to 0. This will give me in x correct, it's equal to 4. طلعت قيمة الx. مش هو هذا اللي يبغى من عندي، يبغى قيمة x، يبغى قيمة y. I got the x. I remain with step number 3, getting the y. How can I get the y? The y is equal to 6 minus x. طيب, then the y is equal 6 minus x, which is 4. So the y is equal to 2. We will get in the y, it's equal to 2. Yeah. We got the x, we got the y, so we solve the problem. Let's solve the problem. واضحة؟ It is solved. قدامكم هنا السولوشن مكتوب, but I choose not to write the solution. It's just 1, 2, 3 steps. Now, the next is a little bit more complicated. They didn't give you the equations, but they give you a relations that can help you to write equation. If you remember in the first chapter, we talk about the perimeter, we talk about the volume, and those things. I told you now we will need them when we talk about application of the derivative. So here's this example. Find me the dimension of rectangular garden. عندي rectangular garden. إيش يعني rectangular؟ يعني مستطيلة. Find me the dimension يعني الأبعاد. Of greatest area. الحين the word greatest area, it means I'm talking about the maximum. They can say the maximum area, they can say the greatest area. It means the same. The smallest area معناها the minimum area. I'm talking about the maximum here. That can be fenced off all four sides with 300 meters of fencing. This is just what they give me. So I know in a sense it's rectangular, معناها it has a 2 dimensions, x and y. I'm gonna name this x, I'm gonna name this y. Up to you. You want to switch, it's fine. حابين ال y هنا وال x هنا, it's okay. So I have x and I have a y, I have 2 dimensions. So the first information that they give to me, I want the greatest area. What do I want to maximize? An area that I'm gonna call it A. What's the area? It's x fil y. So this is my equation number 1. This is the equation that I want to maximize. ولا قال لي يبغى greatest area. So maximum area هنا. So I'm talking about in the x and y is the maximum. And they said also in this to be fenced off. إيش يعني fenced off؟ يعني إن أحوطها بسياج، أجي حوالينها وأحط سياج. So I'm fencing from all four the sides with 300 meters of fencing. So the fence is x and another x and the y and another y. This equal to 300 as they say, and this will be equation number 2 that will help me. Good, Jude, excellent. This is the 2x plus 2y equal to 300. I can simplify it by dividing by 2. This means in the x plus y equal to 150. This will be equation number 2. So now I wrote my 2 equations. صار عندي equation 1 and عندي equation 2. We do the same as what we did previously. الحين أنا عندي الإيكويشن x plus y equal to 150. What did they do? Yeah, this will give me in y equal to 150 minus x. Step number 1, the area will be equal to x fil y, which is x fil 150 minus x. So my area is equal to 150x minus x square. Now it became كلها بال. So now I can maximize it. So step number 2, I'm gonna maximize. How do I maximizing? By letting a dash equal to 0. What is my a dash? It is 150 minus 2x equal to 0. Solve it. هذا يعطيني x equal to ولا. This will give me an x equal to 75. Great, I got my x خلاص. Now step number 3, I need to find the y. Now I know in the y equal to 150 minus x, and the x is 75, so the y is 150 minus 75. So this will give me that the y is equal to 75, and this will be my y. And this answered the question. قال لي ايش الدايمنشن? What is the dimension? The x is 75, and the y is 75 as well. Okay. Any question? Any question here? طبعا the solution is in the slide already, You can see the details of the solution. But I choose to write it لأن I want to show you. إنه شايفين الأشياء اللي بالأحمر اللي أنا كاتبتها من أول هنا. كان هذا أول step. وهذا step 2. And I worked with the equation. No, they didn't ask for area. They asked for the dimension that will give the greatest area. ما سأل، ما قال find the area or find the greatest area. You can find it after you finish. So it is 75 is 75 actually. So you can see how many slides, 1, 2, and 3, and 4 slides to solve this. Like, and actually the steps are just what you can see in the red. Now, one more example. We have again a rectangular garden that has area 75. So they told me the area is 75. So the area which equal to x في y is already equal to 75. They give me this. This is given in the equation. In the question, I mean. It's to be surrounded on 3 sides by a brick wall that costs $10 per foot, and on one side by fencing that costs $5 per foot. Find me the dimension of the garden such that the cost of the material is minimized. So what do I want to minimize here? The cost of the material. Can you see? I want to minimize the cost. So the cost of the material, they said in 3 sides, it is costing, it is costing $10. Here $10, and here it is $10, and here as well it is $10. لكن على one side of the fence, it is costing $5 per foot. الفوت الواحدة يكلف $5. So if I'm talking about the cost of this side, for example, it is 10 في x. The cost of this is a 10 في y. The cost of this is a 10 في x, and the cost of this side is a 5 في y. So if we combine the things here, we will get the cost function is like 20x plus 15y. So we got 2 equations. And we have to solve them to minimize the thing. Let me solve it in an empty space here. We have that x for y is 75, they said. How much is that? Yeah, it is 75. And we have in the 20x plus 15y is equal to the cost. I'm going to call this equation 1. I'm going to call this equation 2. This is my cost. So from equation 1, I can get in the x is equal to 75 divided by y. Let me call it equation 3. So in step number 1, I'm gonna put equation 3 in equation 2. You can see the slide well. The picture is clear. Yeah. So I'm gonna put equation 3 for equation 2 so that the cost became just a function بالx. So I will get in the c is equal, it's gonna be just in y. It's gonna be equal to, what did they do? They keep the x. Yeah, no problem. You can do this or that. So the x now is 75 على y. I'm gonna make it all in y in this time. Plus 15y. The equation became all a function in y now, as you can see. So we multiply, simplify the things. This will equal to 20 multiplied with 75. Yeah, correct. It's 1,500 over y plus 15 y. Now my equation صارت كلها بالy. Now I'm ready to do step 2 اللي هو minimizing the cost by letting c dash equal to 0 to do the minimize. They ask about minimizing here. C dash is equal to minus 1,500 over y squared plus 15. Do you remember when I told you دائما احفظوا لي ايش الدerivative of 1 على x? It's minus 1 over x squared. So what's the derivative of over y? It is minus 1 على y squared, and I have the 1,500 there. Let this equal to 0. So I have minus 1,500 over y squared plus 15 equal to 0. How can I solve such a thing? أنا وريتكم before إن لما يكون عندي مقام ما أحب يكون عندي bottom، صح؟ No, Tala, you don't have to add y dash. It's just a y. It's a function كلها في y. So we differentiate it as a one variable function. So to simplify this راح أضرب الإيكويشن كلها ب y square عشان أسوي cancelling لل y square that I have here. So this will be minus 1,500 plus 15y square equal to 0. Yeah. Yes, Farah, you are correct. We multiply the whole, Mariam and Farah, you say the correct thing. We multiply all with y square. So keep y square on one hand side, يعني 15y square equal to 1,500. So this implies in the y square equal to 100. Now this implies in the y equal to plus or minus 10. طبعا I'm talking about dimension, so we do not talk about the minus, so we just say it is a plus 10. You got it? الصح إن it's plus or minus, لكن since I'm talking about dimension, I just take the positive y. I got the y already. طلعت الy. So now step number 3, we get an x by using ال x equal to 75 على y. This implies إن ال x is 75 على 10 and this implies إن ال x is 7.5. And we got the x, we got the y, اللي هي dimension that will give me the minimum cost. واضحة؟ So دائما حلها the same. يعني you have to write the two equations. You go to step 1, واحدة تنحط في الثانية. Step 2, find the derivative, let it 0. Step 3, I get the point, the second point that I will need. This will minimize or maximize the solution. دائما سؤال maximum يبغى أو يبغى minimum. You go through those steps, the point that you will get is the maximum or the minimum point that they are asking for. We substitute here في x equal to 75 على y, ال y 10 صار 75 على 10, 75 على 10 is 7.5. Okay, is that clear? واضح صوتي ولا لا؟ طيب تمام. Again, with all the details in the slide, شايفين كم how many slides, لكن actually solution is this one that you can see. هذا الحل. الsteps هذه كلها clarification, they are trying to clarify the things for you. الحل اللي هو الصفحة اللي وريتكم إياها. Now the last example, it's a volume thing. And again, we talk about how to find the volume. Remember when we talk about the volume? احنا قلنا the volume, whenever we talk about the volume, we are talking about 3 dimensions هنا. We have x, we have y, and we have الارتفاع اللي هو z. Yeah? And the volume is equal to x في y في z. So this example here, we are talking about the volume thing. Now we have a canvas wind shelter for a beach that has a back, 2 square sides and a top. Shelter اللي هو يعني زي مكان للحماية. Okay, مكان للحماية في البيتش، ظلة أو مظلة. It has a back, 2 sides and a roof, a top, as you can see in the picture. Okay. And it has a 2 square sides. This is an important sentence. إيش يعني square sides؟ يعني it's square بمعنى إن the dimension is x and x في sides. You got that? Since they said in it has a 2 square sides, معناها this is a square and this is a square. If it's a square, I don't have to say xz. It is just x and x. الارتفاع is x نفس العرض. And this is the y. So those are the dimensions that I have, x, x, and y. So the question is, find me the dimension for which the volume will be 250 cubic feet and it required the least possible amount of canvas. So what they give to me in the volume is 250. الفوليوم اللي هو الطول في العرض في الارتفاع, which is x في x في y. So the volume is actually x squared في y, and they give me that this equal to 250. This is my first equation. This is equation number 1. I'm talking about the least اللي هو minimum amount of canvas. إيش يعني canvas؟ اللي هي البطانة، اللي هي التغليفة. So I'm talking about the areas of all the sides that I have. So the amount of the canvas, what did they call it? They call it A. The amount of the canvas that I have here, the A, is equal to this, the back, and the top as well. أنا لو راح أبطن من داخل راح يكون عندي 2 sides وباك وتوب. ال first side اللي هو هذا, it's equal to x في x, which is x square. This side it's equal again to x square. الباك it's equal to x في y والtop it's equal to x في y. So I'm talking about in the amount of the canvas is equal to 2x squared plus 2x and y, and this is the equation number 2 that I actually want to minimize. I want the minimum amount of canvas. Okay. So we have two equations. We have in an x squared في y is equal to 250, and we have in a 2x squared مع 2x في y is the equation I want to minimize. This is my equation number 1, and this is my equation number 2. From this, I get y equal to 250 over x squared, and I'm gonna call it equation number 3. So step number 1, what do you think? I'm gonna put equation 3 في equation 2. بعوض بالثلاثة في equation 2. So to make this equation all بالx. So I will get in the a equal to 2x squared plus 2x, and the y change to 250 over x squared. Simplify it, يعني in the a equal to 2x squared. One of the x's cancel here. This will be 500 over x, and this will be my equation بالa with all x's. Step number 2, we will minimize by letting a dash equal to 0. Find the derivative. A dash 4x minus 500 over x squared equal to 0. How can I solve such a thing? كيف أحلها؟ I multiply the whole equation with x squared, صح ولا لا؟ عشان أكنسل ال x squared that I have at the bottom. Yeah, you are correct, Maryam. So I will get 4, let's keep it with this, 4x3 minus 500 equal to 0. I'm gonna finish here. This implies, and then x3 equal to 125. This implies, and then x is equal to 5. You get what I did? Let me write one more step. 4x3 equal to 500. Divide by 4. It's 125. The third root of 125, x equal to 5. I got the x already. خلاص. Step number 3, get the y. And I know in the y is 250 over the x squared that I already have in there. So this implies in the y equal to 250 over x squared, which is the 25. This implies in the y is equal to 10. And this solved the question. This answered the question, and then they want you to find the x and y. Okay? And it's solved in here, and by finishing this, خلاص, we finish this tutorial. This finished the tutorial that we have. And again, it's a good idea to check previous year's exam to see if they have similar stuff. Let me see here. If I have something I can share with you. Yeah, طبعا, this is the hardest. We are growing up, صح? I told you from the beginning, we are building our knowledge. Whatever we take day one, we are still using it. شايفين? You cannot skip anything. أخذنا حل equations, how to solve the equation, how to solve the second degree equation. Till now we are using this. حتى this one you will need it later on. Okay? We are building our knowledge, we are growing up with our knowledge. I'm trying to see if I have something, any question from previous years that I can share in here. Okay. Just 1 second. Here we go. Check this question here. Check this question, شايفين? This is from a previous year's midterm. They are giving you this question. You have 1,200 centimeter cube, of material is available to make a box with a square base. الحين البيس اللي هو square and open top. You can imagine how it looks like. Box, عندنا box. والقاعدة البوكس is squared and it's open top. Okay, find me the largest possible volume of the box. So البيس is square, فالdimension حق البيس is x في x, which is x square, والهاي اللي هو الارتفاع is the y. So the volume is x square في y, and they want the largest possible volume. So the volume is what I'm trying to maximize here. And they said in this is the material that I have to make the box. يعني الماتيريال اللي عشان أسوي فيها البوكس is 1200. So since إن أنا عندي البيس is square, فإتس x square, وعندي 4 sides, 4 جوانب, each one of them is x في y, so it is 4xy plus equal to 1200. So from here you will get in a y is 1200 minus x square divided by 4x, substituted in the original equation. The original equation will be this. Find the derivative. Let the derivative equal to 0. Get the x. Substitute to get the y. And then the question actually is not asking for the dimension. It's asking for the largest volume. So you will get in the largest volume is 4,000. Okay? So this is an example to practice with. خذوا الإكزامبل هذا سووا عليه practice. Okay. هذه previous year's exam. I have them, but I cannot share them. يعني كذا إني أرسل لكم إياها. I cannot. You can find them somewhere. I'm gonna stop the record. We finished our class today. Let's make an open discussion now.